What's good, YouTube? Nutso here, coming at you with the updated version of my ESO Mirage nuke build. Got a lot of new stuff since my last video, so I figure I'd update this now. I'm gonna go over the builds and then I'm gonna talk a bit about these shards here, which made a huge impact on Mirage. But let's get into this first. So, if you're a solo, I would play Nourish just because it's too good. As for the aura, if you're solo, corrosive projection. If you're in a group, either this, if you don't have a spore siren, or growing power. And beyond that, it's almost irrelevant. I can't think of a good aura that would help you. Maybe energy siphon, but you have prism active 90% of the time, so that wouldn't do anything. But yeah, it's just a side note. Arcane Energize is set in stone, augmented as well. This is obvious. I don't run Equilibrium anymore for this, for the main reason that Nourish takes care of all the energy needs I would ever have, and now I actually can use all the red orbs for damage instead of like refilling my energy. So that's a lot of DPS increase. And yeah, if you have somebody else that can provide Nourish, I would go for Thermal Sunder or for Roar, but most of the time I have a Roar Rhino with me or a Sarin that has Roar. So I think the actual best would be Fractured Blast, because with the purple shards, that thing deals so much damage and it generates so many orbs. It's actually absurd. But yeah, player's preference, I guess. But generally, Nourish. For weapons, any AoE weapon will do. I'm not gonna go into it. It's ESO. You want to kill as much as possible. The secondary weapons are more interesting. I mainly run this, the Sinoid Gamma Core, because of the entropy proc, which scales with Nourish. So every time you pop this, you are almost entirely filling your whole energy bar, which is pretty good in my books. The other one would be the Grimoire. I haven't finished it yet because I couldn't be arsed. This is the only important thing. Like, this is in theory good, but I'm not killing enough with the weapon to make it work, so it doesn't really matter. But this one, having like the option of going through a portal, popping your secondary fire, and then instantly getting 60% strength for 20 seconds is huge. So yeah, it's a nice little buff that we got. And then for the melee, it's still the Plague War with initial combo build and Exodia Brave, which also scales with Nourish. So if you slam attack 3 targets, you gain 60 energy per second, roughly. Or even more, depending on how high your power strength has stacked up. For focus, I'm still using Madurai. It's unchallenged. And for companions, there are 3 very good options that I'm aware of. One of them is Helios Prime with the Armor Strip build. And the most relevant thing for this is Vicious Bond. Then we have the Deconstructor Prime, and the most important stuff here is Shattering Impact. The other one would be Death Cube. If you're using Death Cube, I recommend Hellstrom. It's like a rocket launcher. And a build that looks something like this. I chose Contagious Bond over Fired Up, but you can interchange the two. This is also not really necessary. You can put whatever you want in here. And then the main selling point is Energy Generator, of course. And then the last one I would recommend is the Panzer, just because since Deconstruct is based on how, like, its efficiency is based on how many mobs your pet hits. And I mean, I think this one hits the most targets with the quills. Not quite sure if the Death Cube is better. I would have to do more in-depth science on that subject. But yeah, any of these will do, really. They're really, really, really good. And then, last but not least, the Parazon build. I run Power Drain, Bloodfire, Most Swift Mercy. If you don't need the increased finisher speed, then go with Blood for Energy for that extra orb. And that's about it. Just a quick word on the Tau Forge shards. I was using 4 red shards with 75% total extra strength that I'm missing right now. And I still quadrupled my damage with just these. So they are very, very good. And then also, it's if you don't have purple ones, or if you can't make purple ones because you only got Tau Forged yellows or whatever, instead of the purples, you can also make the greens, and you will have the same effect, 15% ability damage per shard, but against corroded enemies. And yeah, you will basically have the same result, but I chose the purple ones. And yeah, that's about it. I'm currently, just for reference, I am currently, I think, rank 3 and 4 on ESO. Let me check here. Yep, we're still ranked 3 and 4. And this build is literally so good that the reason why we had to abort because the efficiency dropped to 0 is not because I lacked killing power by any means. It was just like the tile set wasn't giving us enough mobs to kill. It was really weird. I'm gonna presume that the rank 1 guys were actually a 4-man group with 2 console players, but I don't know. Or they just don't. They know something that I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's just that. Yeah, again, for weapons, it doesn't really matter. 99% of your kills will be through abilities, and yeah, that's kind of rounds up my new Mirage build. I am tinkering with a Prism Guard version, but not really sure if I want to do that. But yeah, I'll check that out later. As of right now, this has been Natsu. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one or on Twitch. Bye bye.